Hi.
Hi, nice to meet you again.
Nice to see you again. How are you doing?
Um, I have been a little bit busy for for a while, but not now.
Well, I hope not now. Where are you exactly?
Yes, I know. We haven't seen for a long time, and it's very late night here. Is 1:46 a.m. here.
So you're a real night owl.
Yes, but actually, um, especially today, I'm pretty tired.
So why are you using the lesson now? Is it because of an expiry date or something?
um, yeah. No, no, no. Tomorrow,
Mm,
tomorrow. But
okay.
every day my minute is expired because um, I have a schedule I have scheduled like three times a week, but um, to be honest, this week, I I didn't have I didn't have a full schedule, so I just had one day, so I need to have today and tomorrow.
Okay. So
Mhm.
tell me, why has your week been so busy?
Um, I think if I make my own time, I can do, I could do that, but I think I, I didn't like that because I don't know why English is sometimes very I fear burden to have a conversation in English, but always I'm enjoying enjoying learning English, but I don't know. Um, before Cambly, always I'm very nervous and
Mm,
sometimes I'm anxiety
okay. So
because environment is always uncomfortable, you know.
yeah, that's true. That's true. Everyone feels that. When I first became a teacher and I had
Hmm.
to speak to a class full of real people, I
Yes.
I used to suffer from anxiety at that moment as well. And
Mhm.
there is still something, some little stress when I begin new classes.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I see
So
you've got
yeah,
an article
so
here to look at.
yeah, I prepare always free conversation or general conversation, but um, I got I have been I have been doing like that, but I felt that my English vocabulary is not developed anymore. So I restarted to have this article again.
Hmm. Okay, so here we
Yes.
go. So we're talking about Liz Truss becomes
Yes.
new UK Prime Minister.
Very
Uh,
new article.
Good. Okay, so let's have a look. I'm just going to ask you about the vocabulary. If you know the vocabulary, just say, yep, fine.
No,
Okay.
I don't know. I don't
All
know.
right.
So I think I think let's take a look over the
Okay,
page.
so here we go. Let's have a look at this particular, because some of these have two or more meanings. So pressure, noun,
Mm,
pressure. A feeling of
pressure.
stress or anxiety from demands on one's time, energy, etc. Now, we were talking about feeling under pressure,
Hmm.
and there is a collocation, under
Yeah,
pressure. Okay,
under
so
pressure.
it's not on pressure or beside pressure or in pressure, it's under pressure.
Hmm.
Okay, so feeling under pressure because of anxiety. Now, the word pressure can also be applied to how much oxygen you put in the wheels of your car. Okay,
Mm.
so it's to do with the amount of material in a given space. Okay, so yeah, pressure. The example here we've got firefighters receive a lot of training that is designed to help them stay calm under pressure. Okay, and step down. Let's have a look. Phrasal verb, to step down. To quit or retire from an important position. Yes, normally it's to quit or step down from any kind of heading position. That's to say, the principal part of any organization.
Hmm.
So it says Yoshihide Suga stepped down from his position as Prime Minister in Japan in September 2021. Okay, trigger, to cause something to happen or someone to do something. Okay, so it's a verb, to trigger. The smell of freshly baked beans always triggers memories, sorry, bread always triggers memories of my grandmother. Okay, which means to trigger something is to make something happen. We can also say, for example, an explosion in the hospital triggered a power cut in the local area. Okay, inflation, an increase in the price of, and I've got something in my way there so I can't see it. And so this is in the price of, I can't see the word. Hang on, let's just change that. Goods and services. Okay, so inflation is a word used by politicians to express the increasing prices of products and services in our lives. So it says, wage have not kept up with rising inflation over the past few years. So, in actual fact, in modern history, the concept of inflation has become understood by politicians as being a constant. So, we talk about
Hmm.
inflation as being a constant increase in costs. So, we talk about the
Yes.
rate of inflation. This is a relatively modern idea because until the end of the Second World War, we didn't talk about the rate of inflation.
Hmm.
We talked about prices inflating or deflating. Okay. Recession. Recession, a period of significant economic decline. The United States experienced a recession in 2008, and more than 2.5 million people lost their jobs. So, a recession is a period of significant economic decline.
Hmm.
Okay. Again, all of this vocabulary is seen within the context of politics. So we have
Yeah.
boost,
Boost.
boost
Boost.
to, yeah, to increase or improve something. Now, so the example is the Prime Minister promised to boost the economy by carrying out tax reforms. Okay, normally you boost performance. So the collocation with boost is performance. You can boost the performance of your car by adding more powerful fuel. You can boost the economy by adding economic assistance.
Uh-huh. I
Okay,
got it. Yes.
great. Okay, so now it's your turn. You can read this to
Yes.
me.
Okay. um, Liz Truss becomes new UK Prime Minister. Liz Truss has become the new UK Prime Minister, replacing Boris Johnson, who resigned following pressure from his own party. Truss, aged 47, was named as the new prime minister after winning a leadership vote among the Conservative Party's 172,000 members, who make up around 0.5% of British adults. Trust won with about 81 uh,
81,300.
81,300 votes, while her rival, Rishi Sun,
Rishi Sunak.
Rishi Sunak, got just under 6,400. On September 6, 2022, Truss officially took over the position of Prime Minister after Queen Elizabeth II asked her to form a new government as part of a traditional ceremony. Johnson had met with the Queen to formally res- resign from the role earlier that day, 2 months after he had announced he would be stepping down. The UK's third female prime minister, Truss, is already facing a large number of challenges, such as an energy crisis triggered by Russia's in the uh, invasion of Ukraine. It is estimated that household energy bills in the UK will rise to an average of around $4,000 a year on October 1, triple the cost of the previous year. This could see business close and the poorest people in the nation unable to
Heat.
heat their homes. Rising energy prices as well as rising food prices, COVID-19 and leaving the European Union have driven inflation in the UK above 10% for the first time in 4 decades too. The Bank of England expects inflation to hit 13.3% in October, and the UK will be in a recession by the end of the year. The UK is also facing significant worker strikes, while the National Health Service (NHS)
Mhm.
experiences staff short, shortage, shortages and long waiting list. Speaking outside 10 Downing Street, her new official residence, Truss said she would cut taxes to boost economic growth, strengthen the NHS, and deal with the energy crisis. However, she did not give many details on how she would achieve these goals.
Okay, that was very, very good. All right. The only thing I would really say is up at the top of that article, you had the problem with aged.
Age,
Liz,
aged,
Liz
aged,
Truss, here we go. Truss, aged 47. Aged.
aged.
Yeah, aged 47. Okay, so we have this young, relatively young woman
Mhm.
taking over the parliament in England in a time of crisis. So here we go. What are your thoughts on Liz Truss becoming the Prime Minister of the UK? What do you think
Mm.
about what do you think about this idea of put it?
Actually, I'm foreign language on your country, but against your country. But I think when I watch news, I thought she looked very proud.
Yeah, she's in a very powerful position, obviously, in the country, but she's also
Mhm.
got a lot of very, very hard work because the politics of the last 15 years, not only UK politics, but also European politics and also NATO politics, global Northern
Mhm.
Hemisphere politics, have created a situation where we are now. Everything that is happening now has been growing very slowly for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
The Ukraine situation could have been avoided if NATO had listened to Putin 15 years ago when he said, please stop these people killing Russians. But they didn't. They ignored him completely for 15 years. Eventually, he said, that's enough. Now I'm going to do something. So the economic system essentially, you
Mhm.
know, handling the energy problem is the most difficult situation here
Yes, I
because
yeah, not different in South Korea is not different um with your country.
yeah, where do you get your energy from?
Russia. But I heard that Korean energy um Korean energy is very stable than other countries. So many other country want to Russia energy from South Korea because we contract a long time with Russia, but
Yeah.
Russia announced if Korea um, spend Russia energy to other country, they they changed their contract,
Mm,
supply contract.
yeah. At the moment, Russia is using its energy power to strangle Europe.
Hmm.
It's showing Europe um, in one way how we are all heavily dependent on Russia.
Yes.
But having said that, Russia is also dependent on Europe.
Hmm.
So so but they're dependent on Europe in longer term ideas. For example, Russia depends on European food.
Uh-huh.
So Russia is unable to create enough food to feed its own people at the moment. Not because it doesn't have enough land. Of course, it has enough land. It's the largest country in the world. But what it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have, what it really doesn't have, is enough labor force to create the food in the land that it has. It also doesn't have enough expertise, and it doesn't have enough basic material. So there are other areas where Russia is heavily dependent on the rest of Europe. So